Good evening and welcome everyone. Today is our 1819th day of continuous webinar. Thank you all the participants for your support. And today's our guest is Dr. NAJEEB Ahmed. He already taken many classes in all the sessions. He's BHMS, IFM, FINEM, MBA, SCS, and he is an international speaker, 15 years of experience. I'm welcoming Dr. NAJEEB Ahmed. You're welcome, Doctor. Please, you are co-host now. You can share your slides. Unmute yourself and.
Yes. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Again, thank you so much, Ginny, for the introduction and for inviting me for this presentation. And today, again, I will be presenting without any slides. So the topic, as you know, is bear, lion, and the pulsatilla. Does that make any sense for you? Bear, lion, and pulsatilla. Have you heard this kind of correlation in your material? No, it doesn't make any sense unless I talk further. How to identify and prescribe based on sleep avatars, those who are visiting in your clinics. Okay, so how we can connect to homeopathic therapeutics, homeopathic medicine, and these sleep avatars. So classically there are something called sleep chronotypes, which is against three birds. One is an early, chronotype called the early lark or morning lark, and night owl, and something in between. Those who wake up early in the morning, we call them early or morning lark. Those who keep live and agile during evening hours, we call them an evening owl or night owl. Okay, Ramu can be a morning lark, Rahim can be an evening owl, or Sita maybe fall somewhere in between this morning lark and evening owl. Okay, so we call them other birds or sometimes a pigeon. Okay, so that is the classical old style of classification, which is a kind of a bit of blunt, a bit of vague. But now we have a more stronger, more accurate, a more clinically dependable kind of chronotyping. So, which is called animal chronotype. Instead of birds, now we use animals. Okay, so like mammals. So one is a lion, another one is a bear, and the third one is wolf, and the fourth one is a dolphin. Okay, so these are the four animal avatars, the animal traits we associate with our sleep personality, with people's sleep personality. Ramu can be a bear, Abdul can be a dolphin, Sita can be a a lion, like that. Okay, so let me give you some scenarios. Okay, at downtown Dubai, it was 8:30 p.m. in the evening. I was in an engaging business conversation with one of my friends, owner of a large business consortium. And as we talked, it was 8:30 p.m. It's still early. And suddenly his eyes started to glaze over and his words started to blur. And I found him a bit fidgety and finding a bit, fighting with gravity. And his head is like droopy and sleepy. Okay, and his body is pushing melatonin, kind of melatonin surge right on. So all classical signs of sleepiness at 8:30. So why it is so for somebody who is a CEO or owner of a business consortium company feels sleepy 8:30 p.m. or so early in the day, in the night. So you need to understand the classification of this chronotype based on animals. So he is sleepy during 8:30 or 9 o'clock because he is a lion. So lion is the chronotype for him. So like that, let us go to scene number 2. I was having a dinner chat with another friend of mine, a busy finance manager. and it was around 9:30, around after 9:30. So as we talked, he started to nod and politely show some gestures instead of talking. So I can see that his conversational volume is coming down, and he, instead of replying, talking, he nods, and he ordered for a glass of warm milk, and he started yawning. Okay, every new ideas, very interesting topic I talk, he responded with a longer yawning. It is very evident and obvious that he is feeling sleepy. At 9:30 or 10, somebody is getting sleepy. Why? Because he is a bear. Okay, so that is another kind of chronotype. Okay, midnight, 1 a.m. Okay, in the midst of my sleep, I woke up in response to a clanky sound. Okay, from the front door. I woke up and went there. I saw my son is sneaking in, opening the door, cat-footed without making a noise for the fear of waking others. So he went inside his room, and I went back to sleep. I woke up at 2 o'clock and hearing some other noise, could be siren of an ambulance. I saw my son. He's a media creator, of course, and he was playing with some, content creation at 2 o'clock. So nowadays, youngsters wake up longer. Okay, teenagers and youngsters, young adults, they keep walking up very longer and late, and go for sleep very late, wake up very late. Why they are so? Because they are wolves. So they are representing wolf chronotypes. Okay. Then who am I? I woke up when I was alert and agile, when I was sitting with CEO, a lion, while he was feeling sleepy. But I was alert and agile when the other guy at 10 o'clock, the finance manager, when he was sleepy. And I was awake when my son came in, and I was awake again when the ambulance went off, and I was awake for every silly reasons, every small little things. Then who am I? Why I am awake for every small little things? Because I am a dolphin. Okay, so we got 4 different animals. Okay, so what? Now we will try to understand how it is connected with our materia medica, how our homeopathic therapeutics in the later part of the slides. So before that, let us try to understand what are these chronotypes is all about, how their personality differ from one another. Okay, so the chronotype is something called our natural tendency to feel agile and alert, or at times sleepy, at times drained, at times slumber, okay, in certain time of the day or night. It is our natural tendency. It is nothing from outside. It is totally within. It is totally due to our genetics. Okay, so that is what. So we need, once we understand this, our judgmental mind, our prejudices will go away, and we will start to respect every kind of phenotype, and we can help by influencing, by helping them to understand their phenotype in our clinical life. Okay, so we can help them, we can understand them better, okay, and help them better with our medicines, with our sleep hygiene advices and all. So chronotypes are our natural tendency to feel alert, feel sleepy, and feel alert and agile in various time of the day or night. In these sessions, we will try to understand how individuals' chronotype influenced by genetics and driven by their circadian rhythm. Another important thing. Okay, so chronotype may affect your sleep as well as how you perform. It's not all about sleep. It is about your daytime performance as well. It is about your daytime energy levels, your physical activities, your, when you go to gym, when you should have your exercise in the morning, whether you have to go for your gym in the evening. If you know the chronotypes, you can advise them for yourself, and you can advise your patient better with all these, things. So another thing is adapting one's natural chronotype can improve your sleep quality, energy, and mood. Okay, if you know your chronotype and adapting this knowledge with proper advices, you can improve the sleep quality, energy levels of your person, yourself, on your patients, and control and manage your moods and mood swings. Okay, so we talk about chronotype and we talk about circadian rhythm. Though they are highly connected, they are very much related, but they are two different things. They are not the same, but they are highly related, of course. Circadian rhythm is, defined and derived and controlled by your body's physiological clock, enzymes and hormones, and all your hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis, and all the master hormones are playing a role in controlling your master clock that regulates your sleep-wake cycles and your bodily functions, appetite, core temperature, body temperature, various desires, your intimacy desires, and all various other things. And this circadian rhythm, you can highly and heavily modulate and manage by managing your various activities. You can influence it externally by regulating your temperature, body's temperature, by putting your AC on. You can manage it by drinking some food or drinks, some special drinks which can help you to relax, some breathing techniques, and various other ways you can manage your sleep circadian rhythm. But for a chronotype, you cannot play around. You cannot do much by playing all these external factors because it is genetic. No light, no drinks, no meditation can work with chronotype. Okay, so something like PER3 circadian clock gene is one of the specific genes. For example, there are so many genes which is affecting your chronotypes. One of the examples is PER3 circadian clock gene, which is linked to your early wakefulness or early birdness, or otherwise we call lion chronotype. So that is PER3 circadian clock. So there are so many other genes, which is not a topic for me today. Chronotypes are kind of softwares, kind of basic thing that will control the circadian. It is a foundation. It is the basic line, script, which is on which your circadian rhythm is working on. So your chronotype may evolve over the course of your life. All the babies will be lions. All the babies in their first few years are lions, of course. Later part of a life will be lion or many other things, but babies always will be, most of them will be lions. And like that. So it evolves through the years, but during the active life, middle age, people will be having 4 different chronotypes. Okay. Not everyone's master clock is the same. The clock can run sometimes faster, sometimes slower, and some people can wake up and very productive in some part of the day, and others will be hungry and asleep some other part of the day. So these variations can be there all around. So chronotype is the script which works on this, controlling all these chronotypes. You cannot control your chronotypes, but you can control your circadian rhythm by influencing them with external factors. Okay, coming to 4 avatars of sleep, or 4 sleep chronotypes, which is otherwise called the modern chronotypes. There is something. One is our wolf, another one is lion, third one is bear, and the fourth one is dolphin. Well, let us try to understand what a bear chronotype is. 55% of our workforce, 55% of the entire population in this world of 8+ billion people, almost 4+ billion people are bears in nature with their sleep chronotype or sleep wakeful patterns. Okay, what a bear is, these are the most common chronotype, and they follow the sun. Thankfully, most of these 50% of the, or 55% of the people are still respecting the movement of sun. That is a good thing. Mankind is still on the track. So they follow sun means in the morning their energy levels will be very low. They wake up at 6 o'clock with a very low energy level, gradually they pick up. When the sun is at the zenith, 10 o'clock in the morning, they will be in their peak. They'll be very active. You know, you have seen that in many companies, most of the organizations. You know, people are very active and agile after first hours, or first couple of hours, and they'll maintain their tempo till 2 o'clock. After 2, they will, you know, after lunch, after post-lunch drowsiness is a very common thing. Okay, so after 2 o'clock, you will see them, you know, slowly slowing down, gradually and slowly. Okay, so that is the most common pattern, which is the universal pattern. 55% of the people are following that, and they follow the sun. With the sun, they slowly rise, and they peak during the peak. At sun is at the zenith, and they slows down. Their energy level will be gradually, you know, coming down with while the sun is going down to the other horizon to a set. So they follow the sun. Their peak productivity, as I said, is between what, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And most of the office workers, workforce, workers, not owners, not CEOs, not top executives, not creative people, but workers, those who work with their, you know, when you give them some task or follow the orders, are theirs. That is the biggest chunk of the workforce. Coming to the lion, I met the lion chronotype, the CEO of a large conglomerate, large company group, and he was 8:30. He was feeling sleepy. Okay, and classically, you know, you must have heard of early birds. Lions are early birds. They wake up very early, like 4:30, 5 o'clock. They wake up much before the sun rises. Okay, and they feel more energetic and very active and agile during the early part of the days, before noon. Early in the morning, they are very active, agile. They go for the gym. They hit very early in the morning, and they'll be active and agile during their productive life in their offices with their teams. Okay, because you know, you must have seen this in the boarding. You know, most of the board meeting will happen in the morning hours. Most of the team building activities happen in the morning hours. Most of the briefing, most of the you know, board meeting briefing will happen in the morning hours. So CEOs will come in the morning, or the company owners will come in the morning. They meet the people and they go away. Then you won't find them in the picture. So morning is the time of the kings, lions. So the lion chronotypes will be very active in the morning hours, and they feel accomplished when they tackle a problem, when they achieve a task, when they complete their to-do list. There are people who work with deadlines, work with projects, work with tasks, and their mind will be always on their business activity, industrial, business, money after money. So they will be highly business-oriented people, or activities-oriented people, task-oriented people. Okay, they'll be very active in the morning hours, especially around 8 and 10, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 10 and all, or still earlier, maybe 6 o'clock, they'll be active. Okay, and roughly 15% of the global population is some way or other are lions. Okay, most of CEOs, most of company owners, industrialists, or bankers, they are lions in chronotype. Okay, and they go to bed very early. They wake up very early, like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. They go to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, even always before 9:30 or 10. They won't go beyond 10. So this is the general tendency for kings or lions. Coming to bulls, the third chronotype, I talk about my son. He was he woke up during the late part of the night. He came, you know, he was socially active in the first part of the night, like, you know, till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock he came to the house. 2, he was still working. So bulls are very creative. Very creative, very imaginative, highly, you know, artistic in their nature. They are content creators. You know, youngsters, they are crazy with content. They are very dynamic, very active, and, you know, very creative in their content making skills. like my son. So they keep awake during the late part of the night. Means even till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or even 2 o'clock. So they wake up very early in the morning. Genetics. You might see your kids are sleepy, your adolescents are sleepy during the morning hours. You may feel irritated. You may feel a bit. Try to understand whether they have other traits of Wolf chronotype. If you know the Wolf chronotype traits, then it is the late to bed, late from bed is not the only trait. There are so many other things. They'll be creative. They will be very conscientious, and they'll be having bursts of energy in the morning hours. And midnight will be they are very active in the midnight, and their bedtime will be very late, and so many other things which is connecting to wolves. And they are around 10% of the population. Then coming to dolphins, another 10% are dolphins. When I talk about dolphins, I correlate, I said I'm a dolphin. So, dolphins are highly alert. They, for them, there is no time clock. There is no clock will work. No schedule will work for them. Today they will be working at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow they will work at 12 o'clock. Day after tomorrow, they will go for sleep at 11 o'clock. And there is no clock for them at all. Sometimes they will sleep very early. Sometimes they will wake up late in the evening or late in the night. So it is totally irregular, totally unscheduled, totally, and their sleep is very soft. The fabric of their sleep is very delicate, very superficial, very, like a cobweb, like a, soft fabric. So it can be, disrupted at any time, with very small little noises, any change in the room ambience, light, any change in the temperature, any change in their other activities, other factors. So their sleep can be disrupted and interrupted with small little things every now and then. So, but the wakefulness, they will be very alert every now and then, and they may feel sleepy during day, but quickly they can come back to alertness. They don't feel like sleepy always. Any moment they will come back to alertness in a small little time, and you will find many insomnia. Though dolphins are not essentially insomnia, dolphin chronotype can be very healthy as well. Need not be always close with little fragile sleep, need not be always unhealthy. But if it go beyond some level, dolphin can be the first line of victims of insomnia because they have a very high propensity to go to insomnia. Dolphin will be having a very strong productivity window between morning 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like our wolf. Sorry, 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the night. Okay. So they will be very, very, very active. Like what? Like our wolves. How to find your chronotype? We talk about chronotype. We need to understand how we can find chronotype. There are we can use some softwares. Of course, there are some online tools available for that, like Sleep Doctor and Sleep Foundation. They have their own sleep chronotype quizzing. Sleepdoctor.com and sleepfoundation.com. These are the popular websites. You can go and do a chronotype for yourself, and you can advise that for your patients as well. And the major parameters, major criteria to understand a person's sleep chronotype is his age, his sensitivity to noise and light and other external factors, how often and loud he snores, and when he wakes up, and how do you feel after waking up, dull or drowsy or very active and agile. When he gets fatigued in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. These are a few factors which define a chronotype, if not all. And let us try to understand some scenarios. Okay, in the morning, what happens with various types of chronotypes? In the afternoon, what happens with various kinds of chronotypes, like that. So, in the morning scenario, people wakes up with different ways. Not all wakes up at the same energy level. A lion is very energetic early in the morning, 5 a.m. till noon, and he must be dozing and sleepy very early in the night, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. He'll be feeling sleepy. If and bear is another one. If you wake them up, they wake they may not be highly alert and active in the very first part of their, because in lions, they will be having that morning in a down cortisol rush. But for bear, there is no high levels of cortisol in the morning. After waking up, they gradually pick their cortisol level. Okay, after taking some coffee, after taking something others, and some exercises, they feel, after a travel, they feel alert. First half an hour, there will be a bit groggy and drowsy for bear, and they will be having their peak alertness around 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 p.m., especially between 10 and 2, and sleepy around 10 p.m. in the night. Wolves, groggy in the morning, till late in the morning, and 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. they will be very, very active in the night, 6 p.m. and 1 a.m. And their creative surge happens usually after 10 o'clock in the night. And dolphins, highly restlessness, a restless soul. They are analytical, they are easily tired, very changeable, a lot of interruption in their sleep, a lot of interruption in the daytime activities as well. But they are very, very creative, of course, and they are full of ideas. One of the reasons they are losing their sleep is because of the rush of ideas. Okay, and they are alert, but they are anxious, especially in the late evening. When it comes to afternoon scenario, okay, especially between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., what happens with various animals, various people? Lion will be having the decline of their energy. Okay, midday, even early midday, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, their peak will be almost done. They'll be very active in the morning hours, but afternoon, 1 o'clock, after especially 2 and 4 p.m., they will be very dull and drowsy, very dull and drowsy. Bear will be dull and drowsy in the afternoon, of course, but not as drowsy as lions. Okay, and a nap will be okay for the lions to recover, or a light walk. They'll be again active for lions. Okay, and they can do heavy tasks, or even long drives during this afternoons, and they can go for a reflection and all, of course. Bear will be mild drowsy during afternoon, not very drowsy like lions, and there will be slowly going to drowsiness, slow recovery. A short nap will not be as for lions, and hydration as light snack will help for a bear. And wolves, 2 to 4 midday, 2 to 4 p.m. Lions will be having rising energy. Wolves will be having, so not bias, wolves will be having peaking their energy. Other two will be dull and drowsy, but wolves will be active. Their actual productivity will start during the afternoon, after 2 o'clock until evening, like 6 o'clock. And they use brainstorming, customer meetings, and ideas, creativity, brainstorming and all during this period. Okay, they meet their customers afternoons. Okay, dolphin will be mentally restlessness, the other one. Okay, during 2 to 4 p.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. most active and agile people will be wolves. All the other three will be mentally, dull and drowsy, but dolphin will not be dull and drowsy. They will be very restless and active, hyperactive. During the afternoon, there will be short bursts of focus, alternate with drowsiness for dolphins, and breathing and short, breathing exercises, kind of things can help them. Quick walk, quick meditation can help them to bring back to their, active mental state, focus and all for dolphins. So that is something about dolphins. So 2 to 4 or 5 p.m. These are the 4 pictures. Coming to sleep windows, when they should go for sleep. All the 4 chronotypes. Ideal time for sleep for lion will be 9 p.m. Of course, 8:30 or 9 p.m. They will be sleep, good heavy sleepers. Lions in forest in our natural world, they are heavy sleepers. And babies in their early life part of their life, they'll be heavy sleepers, many hours. Lions may sleep 16 to 18 hours. They sleep, they eat, they make, they sleep, like that. Lions' life is something like that. So kingly they are. So deep early sleep, and they wake up early as well. And they will socially isolate. They will not go for dinner, parties and all. Okay, social isolation in late hours of the day, especially after sunset. They are averse to go to any parties. Bears, another kind of people, they go to bed after 10. If lions go for bed after 9 o'clock, 10 bear will go for 10:30, kind of time, and they sleep till 6:30, and they'll be very perfect their sleep, pattern. It is always the same. It's like, they are the embodiment of a biological clock, a kind of, machine, man machine. They are as accurate as flow. They go, most of the people who work in offices, you will see this chronologicity. You will see this periodicity in their life. They are like machines. They are so accurate with their, their day-to-day activities. Their time of bed, waking up, they're washing, they're eating, eating time of their breakfast, they're going for bed, going for their offices, midday break, cigarette time. All this will be highly structured around the clock. So that is the bear. Wolves, of course, they go to bed after 12, sometime after 1. Okay, they will sleep till 8 or 9 o'clock. The youngsters these days, you will see a lot of wolves in them, and the population is wolf is increasing. They are almost 15% now. You can see another decade, you may see 25% of the people will be wolves, if not more than that. And they have the delayed onset, and they'll be having onset of sleep. Even they go for bed, they will spend some time in bed before they sleep, and they will be having vivid dreams, very, colorful dreams, very, very clear dreams that they can recall in the daytime after waking up. And dolphins go to bed at 11 o'clock or 11:30, and they will sleep till 6:30. But there is no rules for, dolphins. There is nothing called 11:30 in dolphins. It can be 9:30, it can be 11:30, it can be 12:30, they can wake up at 6:30 or 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. It is highly irregular, highly fragmented, and their sleep will be always light, and they'll be always alert. Any time of the day that you can call them back to alertness. Any time of the day they can go for a sleep. So they are highly flexible. Okay. If you invite these 4 different animals for a dinner, what will happen? Okay. At 8 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, you call them for a dinner, invite them for a dinner. The lion would say a big no. No, I am not interested in dinner parties. So lion cannot go for dinners, especially dinners after sunset or in the late hours dinners. In Dubai and all, we'll be having a dinners late hours, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock kind of things. So bears, they may say yes for a dinner dinner invitation with a but. Lion may say, what will be the dinner timing? They will ask. If it is anything around after 9, they will say a big no. If it is earlier, after 7, after 6 or 7, they'll be happy. Okay, or 7, 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Late by 8. They won't be happy if it is beyond that. Wolves, they will say yes always for a dinner party. Because they are dinner animals. They are nocturnal animals. They are night people. Okay, any late dinner they are okay. And they'll enjoy their dinner when they are, especially during the late hours. Okay, and coming to the dolphin, it can be anything. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they may say yes. Okay, so that is the chronotype of, that is the dinner response of all these 4 different chronotypes. Okay, so mind and emotions and corresponding homeopathic traits. Lions are purpose-driven and they are strategists. They are brain people. They are leaders. They are dominant. This profile. They are dominant. They are leaders. They create ecosystems. They build industry. They build companies. They are strong-willed. They are morning performers. They dislike indiscipline. They are the people of discipline. You must be recalling that Swamika personality. Okay, stoic, disciplined, fastidious. Okay, and workaholic. And they may easily get overstressed. Every silly things, every disappointment, they get stressed, irritable, irritated. Okay, and mental and intellectual traits of these lions are strategists, very organized, excellent planners, and they prefer structure over irregularity. And goal-driven, of course, they have a strong sense of responsibility, achievement-oriented, goal-oriented people, and their active hours is in the morning, focused in the morning hours. They have a clear mind during the morning hours, and it will decline in the afternoon. Emotion and personality trait, they will be irritable and disappointed if the things are not in place. They are highly disciplined and conscientious, of course, and they are very responsibility people, thrive on routine systems, struggle with chaos and surprises. They don't like surprises at all. They want everything predictable. And emotional tone, they are calm, serious, and become rigid and intolerant when tired. They are calm and cool in the morning hours, of course. If it is CEO, if it's a company owner, if you want to ask for an appointment, never ask for an appointment in the afternoon. They'll be highly irritable. Never ask for a meeting in the afternoon, late in the evening. Try to fix a CEO or an owner of a company or somebody who is leading an organization. Try to meet them in the morning. They'll be calm and agile, calm and relaxed in the morning hours. Okay. So vulnerability, of course, they are vulnerable. They often overcome it. BONO with overcommitment. They have loneliness, problem of loneliness, and we have this, loneliness due to early evening. Their social life will be very highly compromised. Their job, and when they are free, others will be in their offices. When the others will be free, they'll be already, sleepy and tired. So Vomica, Calcarea carbonica, Arnica, and Silesia, like many other, and most of the Calis, of course, are lion chronotypes. Calis are stoic, perfectionist, very, duty-bounded, rationalists. Like Vomica, they are industrious. So these are the medicines that cover the lion chronotype. Coming to bear chronotype, the traits of bear are sociable. Like bear, Winnie the Pooh, this other cartoon characters like Kung Fu Panda. They are very friendly and funny, right? So they are sociable kind of irritated, of course, like many other animals, many other people. Mental and intellectual traits, balanced, practical, pragmatic thinkers, work-oriented. They are best there during the daytime. Maybe early in the morning, they may not be at their best. Late afternoon, in the late evening, after 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they may not be at their best. But midday, with the sun, they are at their best. They are adaptive. They are social learners. They enjoy learning and team environments. They are team players. They are sociables. They like conversation. And they try to learn from listening to others. And they have very high auditory, learning capacity. So they are adaptive, and they have their, though they work with the, what do you call that, sun, during midday they'll be having a slow, soft slumber between 2 and 4 p.m. like the poem and many other, medicines. 2 to 4 or 2 to 4 to 5, they will be having a slight down of their energy level. They will be active again in the after 5 o'clock. So there will be an energy slump between these peak windows. Emotional personality traits of this sleep, this bear chronotype is they are empathetic. Like in the workplace, you will see a lot of colleagues empathetic to each other because they are the largest number. They have that bonding, they have that togetherness. They think camaraderie, they think collectively. So empathetic, emotionally attuned, feel deeply and connect easily. They make friends easily. Bears, okay. Good nature, they tolerate easily because of their nature of their work. They work in a company with a lot of other people. They ought to be like this. They have to be tolerant. They have to be good natured. They should be easy with the company. They should be easy with connecting with others. So vulnerability, mood energy dips can be there, mind procrastination tendency because when there are so many other people in the group, they may wait for others. They may wait for the response, social conformity. They may wait for others, validation, for example, and recover easily with rest and social support. Okay, whenever they feel tired, they feel burned out, as a friend's consolation may give them a lot of, like our PULSATILLA. They crave company, they feel better with the company, and they will be having this daytime slumber like the podium between 3 and 5 p.m. So, or 2 or 4 p.m. And most important, champions, bears of our Medica are phosphorus, mild and gentle, and PULSATILLA, always craves company, and a lot of other traits of bears. Phosphorus again have a lot of other traits of bears. Phosphorus and PULSATILLA are complementary and chronic medicines, acute and chronic each other. Again, Lycopodium and sepia, another two medicines which is very similar. And Lycopodium is another bear remedy. Sepia is another bear remedy. These bears are very sociable people and very mild and gentle. They always look for approval and validation. So phosphorus, PULSATILLA, and sepia are the more among the many other remedies. These are not only the 4 bear remedies. And Maxomica, Calcarea, Arnica, and Silicia are not only the 4 lion remedies. No. There are many others, of course. These are the classical 4 bear remedies. Phosphorus, like PULSATILLA, Lycopodium, and sepia. Okay. Let's come to wolf chronotype. Wolves are sensitive, brooding, thoughtful, overthinkers, because they are imaginative. They are creative. They have to use their brain a lot. Okay? And they recharge their battery during the quiet hours. They will be highly active and agile during the quiet hours because they have to use their brain. For brain, it needs calmness. When we see calmness during the later part of the later part of the evening or early part of the night, okay, so before midnight, so everything will be peaceful and calm, and they'll be active. There is no disturbance, there is no interference, there is no bothering, so they'll be very active and they will be sensitive, brooding, thoughtful, overthinkers, and they can rejuvenate recharge their batteries in quiet hours in the evening. And they are creative visionaries, high in ideation. Like dolphins, they are full of ideas. Okay, and they are non-linear thinkers. You know, the king lion is a linear thinker. They think in a box. They don't think. They think straightforward. But wolves are creative. They think out of box. They are creative. They are inventors. And many company owners are wolves. Not all CEOs are wolves. You know, bear or lion. Not all big company owners or CEOs are not kings or lions. Many of them are wolf chronotype as well. Okay, so non-linear thinkers, and they often struggle with conventional schedules. Sorry, insightful at night, and they are philosophical, reflective, creative, intuitive during night, not during daytime, and low and dull, drowsy, and very poor in performance during the morning hours. They cannot sustain their energy and attention and focus before noon. Okay, before noon, nothing will happen. If you have somebody in your company who is creative in nature, who is working with a lot of creative jobs, try to respect this chronotype, try to understand its biological, not biological, this chronotype clock, try to understand its genetic predisposition. And who are the wolf chronotype? The sensitive people, or easily withdrawn, averse company, natrium muriaticum, sulfur, oculus, staphysagria, okay, hurt easily, disappointment easily, and indignified when confronted, when uh, uh, something come across them. Emotional personality traits are like they are introverted and intuitive. They are at the same time introverted and intuitive. Draw energy from solitude and imagination. Emotionally intense, like natrium muriaticum and staphysagria. Deep empathy, prone to melancholy and anxiety. There will be a peculiar vulnerability in their sleep, in their moods, in their lifestyles. So there will be a lot of mood swings, there will be a lot of sleep deprivation, there will be a lot of irregular eating habits and all. Okay, so often misunderstood as lazy, but they are not lazy. They have a very peculiar chronological clock in them. They are not actually lazy. They are active during the later part of the day, unlike most of the people. So if you have a teenager at home and you see them having a different biological clock, try to understand that they are wolf chronotype and try to accommodate them with their schedule, try to help them to accommodate that with their schooling and all. So dolphin chronotype is the fourth one. They are light sleepers, often insomniac, and mental and intellectual traits like analytical, perfectionist. They are detail oriented. They are mentally sharp. They are highly vulnerable, changeable and all, and there is no schedule and kind of thing for them, but they are mentally very sharp, full of ideas like our wolves. Okay, and they are prone to over analysis sometimes. Okay, this is very interesting thing about dolphins. They think a lot and they often procrastinate things. They often put the schedules, put the things out of the table due to overthinking. Hypervigilant mind. Due to this hypervigilance, they wake up several times. Okay, like dolphins. The actual dolphin, their two hemispheres behave differently during night. One will be very active and agile, the other will be sleeping. The first half of the dolphin, the right of the dolphin brain will be sleeping, the left part of the dolphin sleep will be very active. To avoid predators, to avoid dangers, to escape from the dangers, they keep this kind of two-fold, schedule. They have high IQ and EQ, hypervigilant, innovative, creators, inventors, and they have a very active mental, mental alertness, and they'll be mentally very restless, like California and all. Emotional personality trait like empathetic but anxious, self-critical. Of course, since they are analytical, they are rational, they are over-vigilant. This over-vigilance will often go to a kind of self-critical, perfect kind of perfection. They will be very hard for themselves. They keep very high level of performance metrics and scales. So they try to refine again and again. And chronic insomnia, they'll be having sensory hypersensitivity. Every small noise, every little, light, every shudder, sound, everything, they will get disturbed, like coffea cruda. Okay, and they need reassurances, structures, emotional grounding. They often have digestive issues due to this hypersensitiveness. The classical, digestive medicines like arsenicum, our emotional medicines like ignatia, a lot of irregularity with ignatia, a lot of conflicts, a lot of, vulnerability like coffea cruda, silicea, ignatia. Ignatia, coffea, or silicea is not the four remedies. There are a lot of other remedies, of course. Sorry. Coming to the summary, the peak performance for lion will be in the morning, bear will be during day, the entire day, or throughout the day. Wolves, peak timing will be evening, and dolphins, there is no peak, there is no timing. Any time can be a good time for them, any time can be a sleepy time for them. Highly irregular. Lion will be duty, orderliness, and that is their emotional themes. They'll be duty bound, they'll be very systematic. Bear will be sociable emotionally. People will be, and they are the company people, lives besides companies. Wolf will think about the world, philosophy, about himself, about the society, creative ideas. Dolphin are the perpetual anxiety people. They desire for a lot of perfection. They demand perfection from others and from themselves as well. Okay, and we already talked about lion. Medicines are Nexomica, Calcaria, carb and all. Bear, phosphorescent lycopodium. Wolves, Natrium, Saphysagria. Dolphin, arsenicum and coffea, and like other medicines. Okay, let us dive deeper into these medicine and with their homeopathic therapeutics. Okay, chronology summary for lions are early risers, disciplined, purpose driven, fatigues easily by sunset, prone to stress from the oversensitiveness, over responsibility. Lions takes a lot of responsibility. They are leaders. Okay, so lion theme modalities. Let us come to the homeopathic modalities, because when we talk about time modality in homeopathy, this sleep chronotype was not in place. Sleep chronotype was a relatively new science, but homeopathy recognized time modality, human chronotypes, circadian rhythm, and all these human variabilities many centuries before, at least a couple of centuries before. And time modalities for lion, aggravations of the entire cluster before down. Okay, they are best at down, lions, and they are best before down, and some complaints are aggravate in the evening hours. Energy fades by sunset, and many aggravations are during night. Sleep disturbed early in the morning. Okay. Mental and emotional themes of lions. They are duty bound, high achievers, as I said. Sleep will be very light before midnight. Early awakening with active mind. In functional medicine, there is a therapeutic focus. Liars will have over emotions, like many CEOs, like Nexomica, there will be, we need to support them with the diet. We need to support for the adrenal fatigue. You know, there is something called adrenal fatigue where the hormonal imbalance will set in due to chronic stress. So, and like Nexomica, they tend to go for stimulants. Stimulants will further deteriorate adrenal mechanism. You know, hypothalamus, adrenal, pituitary axis. Okay, there will be a lot of disturbance due to all these stimulants. Though people tend to go for stimulants, stimulants in turn will deteriorate further. So even in calming rituals will be very important. Reducing the stimulants is very important, and adaptogens like very many homeopathic tinctures like ashwagandha, like our sleep remedies like passiflora incarnate are good for adrenal support. Ignatia is good for adrenal support, and they are collectively called adaptogens to manage the hormone imbalance to back to hormonal synchronicity. And the magnesium and magphos is another thing which we can use for, like caliphos, we can use in as a therapeutic agent for adrenal support in lions, in people who are working hard in industrial or workplace stress and all. Lions are morning achievers. Nexomica, okay, a lion remedy, classic lion. Nexomica is a classic lion. There, top executives, irritability will be there. Too much stimulation, too much stimulants like caffeine, like alcohol and all. They have sleeplessness. They feel sleepy but sleepless, and they'll be having a lot of money worries, a lot of business worries. Arnica is a stoic worker.
We have 2 minutes.
Okay.
You can finish Arnica also, but I just
okay. No problem. No problem. Okay, let me complete Arnica. Okay. Then stoic worker who denies fatigue. He works on Arnica is workaholic, another workaholic, and his sleeps are often non-restorative. Okay, his sleeps are often non-restorative. Okay, and that is all about Arnica. And it's another morning achiever. Arnica will be best with all this fatigue, all this overwork, soreness and bruises and all, mentally and physically. And they are very workaholic, very stoic, very systematic, and very perfectionist. So that is all about Arnica. And let me conclude there. And maybe we can continue homeopathic therapeutic about chronotype, correlating chronotype in some other day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. When you are explaining each group, I was matching my familiar people with those groups. It was very interesting, and your explanation was relatable. Nice. And I think now it is anyone. We have only 1 minute. If you have any queries, you can raise your hands and ask. Otherwise, we'll move to the next session. Okay, doctor. Thank you so much for your class. Dr. Danesh. Okay.
Yes, Dr. Najeeb, as usual, it was really a brilliant session. And your explanation about PULSATILLA and everything was really different from those others. And this kind of presentations will definitely boost the knowledge of our materia medica as well as application level also is very important in homeopathy. So congrats for your excellent session. Hope I think our second session is also coming.
Yes, yes.
The same subject.
Take a part in that is on 10th, I think.
The same subject.
Yeah, the same subject. We will cover more homeopathic therapeutic part with the time for all. So I want you people also to go deep and take a deep dive into these chronotypes and homeopathic therapeutic. So we can have even a discussion part in the session 2.
Definitely.
But doctor, I have one suggestion. When you're sitting here, sit forward. I think we can, your sound is audible, even though it is not that clear.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
next time,
Like this.
yeah, sit like that.
Okay.
Okay, now thank you so much, and we are moving to the next session. I'm inviting Dr. Mariamma John for moderating Malayalam session. Thank you all the participants for joining with us. I'm inviting Dr. Good night to all. Dr. Mariamma John, you can start now, please.